an optimist generally, and there's really nothing that I've put my mind to that I've not achieved. I remember many years ago, I told them I wanted to build a sports university. They said, "What? Why sports university?" And I said, "Look, there's need for a sports university." Many people didn't believe it would happen, but now we are in our third year running. Many years ago, I said I wanted to go to Antarctica. People said, "What? Why do you want to go to Antarctica? Nobody goes there," and I did, just to prove a point. And then, of course, when I started to work on the Paris Club reforms, people said, "But it's not possible to take British government to court. It's not possible to take American government to court or the French." I said, well, "It is doable," and I did.
You have done so many impossible things.
Of course, yes.
Even personally, you have done many impossible things.
Tell me what it is. But
you married 4 wives. That's almost impossible. Isn't it?
That's another
kettle of
another topic for
discussion. We need a lecture on how you can be able to achieve that.
Every man should do that. Every man should do that.
The Bible does not prescribe that.
The Old Testament does. Old Testament.
So you're a man of Old Testament.
I am a man of
planning to marry more?
I'm a man of faith. Yes.
You're planning to marry more?
Well, look, that's not what you're here for.
I'm just asking. By the way, you have 4. How did you achieve that? That's incredible.
Well, I'm sure you have a wife. But you also have girlfriends. That's the difference.
I don't actually. I'm a Christian. 1 wife. That's what the Bible preaches.
I will make some research. Do some research about you.
Please do. Find out. In all of this, how do you manage it? Because it's incredibly difficult to even manage being with a partner. Not talk of 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't have any regrets.
The example I gave is this. Just imagine telling you to stand on 1 foot, on 1 leg. You know how difficult it is. But to stand on 2, 3, 4 is much more balanced. That's just the example I gave.
Wow.
Do you understand it? So I feel sorry for those who have 1 wife, because it's difficult to stand on 1 leg.
And you don't have any regrets?
No.
If you have your way, you still marry more.
I will do the same thing again and again. Of course, yes.
And you have a knack of marrying beautiful women.
Wow.
And young ones too.
This is the way it is. And that's the way it should be.
But you're not the ones that beat them.
You should marry who you want to marry.
You're not the one that beats them.
No, come on. I am not a violent person. I respect my wives. I love them. And I love my kids. No, not at all. Not at all.
All right.
So guys, let's be real. Money changes everything. One of the biggest reasons some men go into polygamy is financial capability. Having multiple wives and children is not cheap at all. It's not just about paying bride price and throwing big weddings. It's about maintaining several households, paying school fees, and ensuring comfort, keeping everyone happy. See, Ned Nwoko is a billionaire, and he can afford it. He can give each wife her own house, her own car, and her own staff, and still live comfortably. For a man like that, marrying more than 1 wife doesn't cause hardship. It might even bring him joy and companionship. But for the average man like us, who is still struggling to pay rent, always sharing 1 plate of rice with his wife, it is a very different mentality, a different reality, and a different story entirely. That's where the issue comes in. Not everyone can do what a billionaire can do. As they say, what fits a king might drown a common man. It is the same thing in this scenario. Let's also talk about the emotional and companionship side. Some men believe 1 woman cannot satisfy all their emotional or physical needs. Not necessarily because they want to cheat, but because they feel they have too much love, attention, or energy to give to these women. They might say, why limit myself to 1 person if I can love more than 1 genuinely? In their mind, they're not betraying anyone, they're expanding love. But there's something they don't know, it is their money. For example, Ned Nwoko has said before that he's a traditional man who believes in large families. He probably feels fulfilled, being surrounded by multiple wives and children. It gives him a sense of life, purpose, and legacy. But again, not every man can manage that kind of emotional balance. Some men can barely handle the mood swings, needs, and emotions of 1 woman. Imagine 2 or 3. They could just die. There's another thing to talk about. Not everybody can handle polygamy. Some people cannot. Let's be honest, polygamy is not for everyone. It's not just about making money. It is about emotional intelligence, fairness, and wisdom. To successfully manage more than 1 wife, a man needs patience, because Jealousy and comparison will always show up. A man also needs wisdom. To make every wife feel loved and respected, he must be wise. He also needs discipline. To avoid favoritism that can destroy peace, you must also be a disciplined man. And resources, this is the most important thing here. Both financial and emotional resources must be available. Spiritual maturity. You need spiritual maturity because polygamy takes character and faith. Also, some men cannot handle polygamy because they are not financially stable. That is the very, very first thing and the most reason some men don't go into polygamy because there is no money. Some people also don't go into polygamy because they're influenced by emotions or ego. Some also don't go into polygamy because they cannot communicate or balance attention. Some enter into polygamy just for physical pleasure. You understand what I'm saying? Like sex or stuff like that. But they don't fully understand the responsibility that comes with it, leading to crash very, very, very fast. At the end of the day, it's not about how many wives you have, it's about how you can manage the home you build. Let's not forget the women in this conversation. For a lot of women, polygamy is not easy because sharing your husband's attention, affection, and time can be emotionally draining. Even sharing the same dick with another woman can also be emotionally draining. It takes a strong heart and deep understanding to accept the husband has another wife and still maintain peace with her. But for some women, like Regina, she has appeared to have accepted it with grace. Maybe because of love, maybe because of understanding, or maybe because she's comfortable in that setting. And of course, finally, maybe because of financial freedom. Every woman's tolerance level is different. Some would rather be the only wife of a struggling man than the second wife of a billionaire. Others would rather share a rich man than suffer alone. It's all about perspective, love, and finally, money. When Ned Nwoko says he pities men with one wife, he might not necessarily mean it in a negative way. He could mean that he feels those men are missing out on something special, maybe companionship, legacy, or the fulfillment he personally feels with a large family. But of course, not everyone will see it that way. Some men are completely happy with just one woman. They believe love is deeper when it is focused, not divided. They believe peace of mind is better than managing drama for multiple wives. So his statement really depends on perspective. It is not a universal truth. It is his own personal opinion. In today's modern world, monogamy is the norm, especially in urban and westernized settings. People now value privacy, personal space, and deep emotional connection with one another. But even in modern times, some still believe polygamy works. It's just all about choice, maturity, agreement, and most importantly, money. As long as it is done with respect and understanding, and not deceit or force, it is still valid. The problem is, when people who cannot manage one home start dreaming of having multiple wives, that's when everything collapses. Like a poor man, as a poor man, you can never dream of having multiple wives. If you do so, you're finished. In many African societies, especially in Nigeria, where Ned Nwoko comes from, polygamy is not strange. In fact, in some communities, it is a symbol of wealth, strength, and status, so I don't blame him for that. In the olden days, traditionally, a man who could take care of multiple wives and children was seen as powerful, capable, and blessed. Back in the olden days, polygamy was not just about romance or attraction, it was about family growth, inheritance, and community expansion. A man with many wives meant more children, more labor for farming, more hands for businesses, and a larger lineage. So for people like Ned Nwoko, who grew up in a setting where polygamy was normalized, having multiple wives isn't something unusual. It's almost a continuation of culture and tradition. Please subscribe to this channel and leave a like for the bit of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.